So see that in the previous session, we discussed a very important law. We call it the Kirchhoff's voltage law. So can anybody give me the statement of the Kirchhoff's voltage law? Can anyone try to share that statement of a Kirchhoff's voltage law? I think you have written the statement in the notebook. Is it right or wrong? Yes or no? Have you written the statement?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now read the statement once again along with me. Okay. A Kirchhoff's voltage law states that the algebraic sum of voltages across any set of branches in the closed loop is equal to 0. That important word in the statement is algebraic. What is mean by that algebraic? Is nothing but with a sign convention. Is it right? Second important word is nothing but what? Closed loop. Because Kirchhoff's voltage law is applicable to closed loop only. And the third thing is nothing but what? It's a 0. So these three important words must be the part of a statement. Without these three words, you cannot create or you cannot write the statement. If you write, then it has its no meaning. Is it right? Mathematically, we can write summation of V in a closed loop is equal to 0. But very important note we have to take it here. The Kirchhoff's voltage law is applicable to the closed loop, so that this law is also known as loop law or mesh law. And the second important note is that Kirchhoff's voltage law is related to the two things. Does anybody know these things? Kirchhoff's voltage law is related to the two things, or we can apply to Kirchhoff's voltage law to the two things only in the closed loop. What are these two things?
EMF and a voltage across resistance.
Absolutely correct. So the second important note is it is related to EMF, electromotive force, and the voltage across resistance in that closed path only. Get it, my friend? So this second node and the first node, it may ask for MCQ type of a question. I think if these statements, these nodes, if you have written in the notebook, write it down somewhere, MCQ. So while reading the point, you may get the things quickly. These EMFs and the voltage across resistances. These are the two, the missing words in that MCQ is there. And the first statement is nothing but what? It's a closed loop, or maybe it's a mesh law, or maybe it's a loop law. These are nothing but the MCQ questions are there. Okay. Then sign convention. As we know that this law is related to the two things. One is the EMF sources, so that it's a sign convention is like that. If we move from negative to positive, our target is the outgoing sign. If the outgoing sign is a positive, so we say that it's a rise in potential, so it is considered as a positive. But when we trace the loop from positive terminal towards the negative terminal, so that outgoing sign is a negative, so this potential we consider as a fall in potential. So this voltage is considered as the negative is there. And we have seen that the steps are very important to solve the numerical. So the first steps is consider the closed loop. It means that give the label A, B, C, or P, Q, R, X, Y, Z like that. Consider the closed loop. The meaning behind that is give the label and then decide the closed loop. And assume the direction of a current. But while assuming the direction of a current, the one sentence I have written in the bracket, And that sentence we have to use while solving the numerical. Keep minimum variables. When we assume the direction of a current, and when the current will divide, we can say that A1, I1, I2, I3 like that. But if we keep these variable minimum, then it is very simple to solve that numerical is there. And that time, definitely while solving the numerical, we will discuss the things here. Is it right? So here, second steps is decide the polarity of each resistor. As you know that the resistor don't have its own polarity. So based on the direction of a current, and the current we will decide or we will assume in the previous step only. That's why the first steps is assume the direction of current, and then second steps is decide the polarity of each resistor based on the assumed direction of a current. It's right. Then third one is a trace the loop. As you know that either you can trace the loop in a clockwise direction or in a anti-clockwise direction. It's our choice. It's a user choice is there. Is it right? Then write down the simultaneous equation of equal to the number of current variable. How many variables we have assumed in the first steps? It means that I1, I2, these are the variable for the current. How many variables are there? That many closed loop we have to consider, so that we will get that same number of simultaneous equation, and then we will calculate its a final value is there. Is it right? And solve that and calculate the values of current variables. So these are the steps here. So see that, suppose this is the circuit diagram, and if we want to apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law, so the first step is give the label, this is right. Second step is assume the direction of current, get it. Third step is decide the polarity of resistor based on the direction of a current. When current enter into that resistor, that terminal is considered as a positive. When the current leave from the resistor, that terminal is considered as a negative. So that plus, minus, positive, negative, like that the terminals are decided. Then fourth step is trace the loop. Now this is a closed loop, A, B, C, D, A. We can trace in a clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. Suppose we trace in a clockwise direction. Is it right? And then write the equation for the voltages. So here we consider that closed loop. So when we start to apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law from the voltage source, for the voltage source, we are moving from negative to positive. So outgoing sign is a positive. That's why we have written here plus V. But for all these three resistors in a clockwise direction, we move from positive to negative terminal. So that outgoing sign is a negative. That's why I have written minus IR1, minus IR2, minus IR3. And as per the definition, which is equal to 0. Then I can write like that, but we know that IR1 is nothing but V1, voltage across that R1, IR2 is nothing but V2, voltage across that resistor R2, and IR3 is nothing but V3, voltage across that resistor R3 is there. Is it right? You can consider the same closed loop, but if you trace that loop in anti-clockwise direction, no doubt about it, you can trace that loop, then also you will get the same similar simultaneous equation here. Is it right? So now we have to apply that the Kirchhoff's voltage law, but before that, let me try to complete that the Kirchhoff's current law, and then I will give the hint how you can solve that example here. Is it right? Now, all of you just make the title Kirchhoff's current law. Kirchhoff's current law, in bracket, you can write it down, KCL. K stands for Kirchhoff's, C stands for current, L stands for laws. Is it okay? Now, as we know that the Kirchhoff's has given the two laws, out of that, this one is the second law, we call it a Kirchhoff's current law, KCL. And what is that statement? Just see the statement. Kirchhoff's current law states that the first part is same. Only Voltage is can be replaced by current now, because we are defining that Kirchhoff's current law here. Kirchhoff's current law states that algebraic sum of, that is also same for voltage, Kirchhoff KVL and KCL, algebraic sum of all currents meeting at any point or junction or node is always equal to 0. Again, if you see the statement of the Kirchhoff's current law, important word is algebraic. It means that we have to consider the sign convention. It's not the simple addition, it's an algebraic addition with the sign convention. Is it right? That algebraic sum of all currents meeting at a point. This is a word, important word. And that point in that electrical and electronics language is considered as, or is known as, junction or node, is always equal to the third important point is a 0. Get it my point? If I want to write these statements mathematically, then I can write like that. Now, through this statement and through this mathematical equation, summation of I at any node is equal to 0, you may get the things here. The Kirchhoff's current law is applicable to the point in the electric network that is known as a junction or node. That's why the important note is here that Kirchhoff's current law is also known as point law, because it is applicable to what? Point in an electric network. Or it is also known as a junction rule, because as you know that it is applicable to the junction point here. Get it my point? In another way, if I want to define that the Kirchhoff's current law, then we can define in an electric network, sum of incoming currents into the junction is equal to sum of outgoing currents into the junction. In another way, if I want to write the definition, I can write like this: sum of incoming currents. Now here in this definition, I have not explained, or I have not used that algebraic word, because I have mentioned with a little bit different way. The sum of incoming current is equal to sum of outgoing current, and the sign convention is like that. The Kirchhoff's current law is applicable to the junction or node in an electric circuit. That's why it is known as a point law or junction law. And the sign convention is like that. If the current is flowing towards the junction, to what junctions we are applying that Kirchhoff's current law? If I consider that junction, so definitely in that junction, some currents are incoming currents, means the current flowing towards the junction. That current we call it's an incoming currents, and the current flowing away from the junction, that current we are say that it's a outgoing. जसं की रेल्वे जंक्शन म्हणा, रेल्वे जंक्शन मध्ये येणाऱ्या गाडीला आपण काय म्हणतो? इनकमिंग, जाणाऱ्याला आउटगोइंग. गेट इट माय? सेम वे त्या जंक्शन पॉइंट मध्ये जो करंट येणारा आहे त्याला आपण म्हणणार आहोत इनकमिंग करंट, आणि जो करंट बाहेर पडणार आहे त्या जंक्शन पॉइंट मधून त्याला म्हणणार आहोत आपण आउटगोइंग करंट. सो फॉर द साइन कन्व्हेन्शन, those currents or the currents flowing towards the junction or node, that currents are considered as a positive sign. Means incoming currents are considered as a positive. Simple thing. And exactly reverse, the current which are moving away or flowing away from the junction or the node, known as outgoing current, and that outgoing current are considered as a negative. Get it my point? If you see that example here, just consider this is a one junction. Hey junction ever, is it right? And when I say that the junction, in that junction definitely the some currents are incoming and the some currents are the outgoing. It is not the case like that all currents are incoming. अशी कधीच केस नसते की सगळेच्या सगळे currents incoming असणार आहेत. It's not the case as per the junction is concerned, or it is not the case like that all currents are outgoing. No, The case is like that. The some currents are incoming currents and the some currents are the outgoing currents. And we know that as per the sign convention of a KCL, incoming currents are considered as a positive. Now, if you see that current I1, now this current I1 is, this is the direction of a current I1. It is flowing towards the junction. The junction मध्ये चाललंय. So that I1 current is considered as a positive. Similarly, you can see that current I2 is also flowing towards the junction, so that it is considered as a positive. If you check that current I3 is flowing away from the junction, so that it is considered as a negative. And the current I4 is also outgoing current, so that it is considered as a negative sign. So here there are two incoming currents and there are two outgoing currents are there. So we can write the Kirchhoff's current law at the junction. Here I say that the junction A, which is nothing but plus I1 because it is incoming, plus I2 because it is also incoming, minus I3, it's outgoing current, minus I4, it's outgoing current, which is equal to 0. It means that the meaning is that algebraic sum of currents meeting at a point or junction is always equal to 0. See that plus minus means algebraic sum of currents meeting at the point, that is equal to 0. Or you can also write it down, incoming currents is equal, sum of incoming current is equal to sum of outgoing current, because if you try to rearrange the above equation, then that equation you will get it like that: I1 plus I2 is equal to I3 plus I4. Means what? Sum of incoming currents is equal to sum of outgoing current. Is it that clear? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, sir.
So now it's my request to all the students, please take a note of the statement. So your first title should be Kirchhoff's current law, Kirchhoff's current law into bracket KCL, into bracket KCL oblique point law. Here I have written point law oblique junction rule, junction rule. Then write down KCL. In the next line write down KCL is applicable to the point, is applicable to the point oblique junction oblique node in an electric circuit, in an electric circuit. Full stop. Then on the next line, statement, make a colon, and on the next line start to write down the statement. Kirchhoff's current law into bracket KCL states that comma algebraic sum of all currents, algebraic sum of all currents meeting into bracket. आता या मीटिंगचा अर्थ काय होतोय? एंटरिंग ज्याला आपण इनकमिंग म्हणतोय, और लिव्हिंग ज्याला आपण आउटगोइंग म्हणतोय. एंटरिंग और लिव्हिंग ब्रॅकेट कंप्लीट. At any point is always equal to 0. आता ते ब्रॅकेट लिहायची गरज नाही, जंक्शन ऑब्लिक नोड ऑलरेडी तुम्ही वरती लिहिलेला आहे. At any point is always equal to 0. Okay. On the next line, you can write, mathematically we can write. Mathematically, we can write, and then write down this equation. Summation, this is the symbol of a summation. Summation of I at any node is equal to 0. Okay. Another statement, afterwards, if you want, you can take it from that offline. Okay. Then sign convention. On the next line, your subtitle is sign convention. In that, number 1, current flowing towards the junction. Current flowing towards the junction. आता हे लिहायची गरज नाही, ऑलरेडी तुम्हाला ती लक्षात आलेलं आहे. करंट फ्लोइंग टुवर्ड्स द जंक्शन आर नोन ॲज इनकमिंग करंट. Are known as incoming current, comma, considered as positive. Considered as positive. And number 2, current flowing away from the junction. Current flowing away from the junction are known as outgoing current. Are known as outgoing current, comma, considered as negative. Considered as negative. Is it over? The sign convention? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then on the next line, just draw this diagram. Don't write it down, that upper part. Just take that one node, show that the 4 currents, few are incoming, few are outgoing. Just show it and then write down that equation. Not necessary, or yeah, okay, you can write it down these things also. In front of the diagram, you can write down these things also. Aditya Gokhale.
Yes, sir.
Why I have not observed that your roll number in front before your name? What is your roll number?
21, sir.
Please change the display name. Is it over?
Over, sir.
Aditya, you have written that one message to me. Some sir homework answer. कुठलं homework दिलंय? Can I know these things? Is there any homework? Is it that clear? Okay. So now, if you see that this current I1, it will flow, and once again it comes to the another one junction. आता बघा ही E point सुद्धा एक junction आहे. And from this R2 branch, I minus I1 current it comes. So can I say that for this E junction, I1 and I minus I1 are incoming currents. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
And when the I1 and I minus I1 comes together at point E, what is its resultant current?
I.
It means that when I1 plus I minus I1 comes together, so its resultant current is I, and we know that the total current I will end at the negative terminal is there. So in this way, we can apply the Kirchhoff's current law to that particular circuit is there. Is it that clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now all of you please concentrate. First few numericals I am going to solve that here. You just give that the full 101% attention here, so that you will get that the method how to use that the Kirchhoff's voltage law. Now if you read this example, that example is we have to calculate the current flowing through 10 ohm resistance. Before going to solve these things, let me clear these things. We can solve this example with the Ohm's law and the series parallel circuit rules. But here we have to apply the Kirchhoff's law. And as you know that the application of a Kirchhoff's law, we can solve the complicated network by using the Kirchhoff's law, but we can calculate the current, voltage, and the resistance. These three basic things only. Get it, my point. Now, see that, number one, first steps. What is the first steps to apply the Kirchhoff's voltage law? Here, for your reference only, let me try to draw the diagram once again. This is 10 volt. This is 5 ohm. This is 10 ohm. And this is 6 ohm. Okay. So the first step is give the proper label to the diagram. So let me give that the label. All of you please have a concentrate towards the label. Na? Okay. This is first steps. Second steps is assume the direction of a current. आता इथं आपल्याला माहिती आहे एकच व्होल्टेज सोर्स आहे. एकच व्होल्टेज सोर्स आहे त्यामुळे अज्युम करायला काहीच प्रॉब्लेम नाही. आपण करेक्टच अज्युम करू शकतो. जर 2-3 व्होल्टेज सोर्स असतील तर मात्र प्रॉब्लेम होता. परंतु आपल्याकडे एकच व्होल्टेज सोर्स आहे. सो लेट मी ट्राय टू अज्युम दॅट दिस इज अ करंट I. Now when this I current it comes at point B, here I assume that this current is I1 and this current is I minus I1. बरोबर आहे. मग आता तुम्ही असं म्हणताल की सर 6 ओम मधून I1 कन्सिडर करू शकतो का आणि 10 ओम मधून I minus I1 कन्सिडर करू शकतो का? तर ऑफकोर्स येस यू कॅन. परंतु या माझ्या अझम्पशनच्या पाठीमागं पण एक इंटेन्शन आहे. मी एक स्टेप्स मी रिड्यूस करतोय कारण आपल्याला कोणत्या रेजिस्टर्स मधला करंट काढायचा आहे 10 ओम मधून. म्हणून मी इथं I1 घेतला. जर मी इथं I मायनस I1 घेतला असता तर फायनली मला I ची आणि I1 ची व्हॅल्यू मिळाली असती. त्याच्यानंतर मग पुन्हा मला एक स्टेप्स लिहावी लागली असती I मायनस I1 इज इक्वल. पण मी जर डायरेक्टच I1 इथं जर घेतला तर मला डायरेक्टच व्हॅल्यू मिळणार I ची आणि I1 ची. त्यामुळे एक स्टेप्स माझी रिड्यूस होते. टाइम सेव्हिंग प्रोसेस. गेट इट माय पॉइंट. आता हा I मायनस I1 C पॉइंट कडून D पॉइंट कडून E पॉइंट कडे इथं आला. इकडून I1 आला तर रिझल्टंट करंट किती असेल हो? हॅलो, एम आय ऑडिबल?
Yes, sir.
अरे काय झोपलत का काय? मग रिझल्टंट करंट किती असेल?
I.
Then why the response is not getting me? So this I current must return to the negative terminal. आता बघा, ओढून ताणून तो I current रिटर्न आणायचा नाही. आपल्याला बेसिक प्रॉपर्टी काय माहिती आहे की पॉझिटिव्ह टर्मिनल मधून जेवढा करंट बाहेर पडतो तेवढा निगेटिव्ह कडे आलाच पाहिजे. तो आलाच पाहिजे हे खरं आहे, परंतु ओढून ताणून आणायचं नाही, ते ऑटोमॅटिक आला पाहिजे. गेट इट माय पॉइंट. देन वी से दॅट अवर अझम्पशन इज करेक्ट. जर आपला I करंट पॉझिटिव्ह मधून बाहेर पडलाय आणि I करंट जर निगेटिव्हला आला नाही, याचा अर्थ समजायचा आहे की आपण चुकीच्या पद्धतीनं करंट अज्युम केलेला आहे. पुन्हा एकदा करंट अज्युम करायला लागायचं. इज इट दॅट क्लिअर? दिस इज द सेकंड स्टेप्स. थर्ड स्टेप्स इज assume the polarity of a resistor. As you know that the voltage source has its own polarity, positive and the negative side, but the resistors will get its polarity based on the direction of the current. When current I enter in this 5 ohm resistance, this is considered positive. Leave, it is considered as a negative. I minus I1 हा 6 ohm मधून फ्लो होतोय, तो या टर्मिनल मधून एंटर करतोय, या टर्मिनल मधून बाहेर पडतोय. I1 करंट हा 10 ओम मधून फ्लो होतोय, पॉझिटिव्ह निगेटिव्ह. दिस इज द नेक्स्ट स्टेप. इज इट दॅट क्लिअर? नाउ how many unknown variables we have considered here in this diagram? 2. One is I and another one is I1. So how many closed loop we have to consider to solve this example? So is based on the number of variables. So we have to consider 2 closed loop here. Now if you see that here actually there are total 3 closed loops are available. 1 A, B, E, F, A. This is the first closed loop. Second B, C, D, E, B. This is the second closed loop is there. Third A, B, C, D, E, F, A. Bigger loop. This is the third closed loop. म्हणजे या ठिकाणी 3 क्लोज लूप आहेत, पण आपल्याला किती पाहिजे? फक्त 2 क्लोज लूप. बरोबर आहे. आणि हे कशावरून आपण डिसाइड केलं? आपण करंट अज्युम करताना किती व्हेरिएबल कन्सिडर केलेत. Based on that, we are considered the 2 closed loop is there. Is it that clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
आता सगळ्यात महत्वाची प्रॉपर्टी लक्षात घ्या. जरी आपण 2 क्लोज लूप घेतले असतील तरी या ठिकाणी आपण करंट अज्युम करायला कुठून चालू केलंय? या व्होल्टेज सोर्स पासून चालू केलाय. बरोबर आहे. मग ही व्होल्टेज सोर्सची ब्रांच मिनिमम एका तरी क्लोज लूप मध्ये येणं अपेक्षित आहे. बघा मी काय स्टेटमेंट सांगतोय ते. ज्या ब्रांच पासून आपण करंट अज्युम केलाय, व्हॉट एव्हर दॅट ऍक्टिव्ह एलिमेंट पासून आपण करंट अज्युम करायला चालू करतोय, तर ती जी ब्रांच आहे ती एक मिनिमम म्हणतोय, मॅक्सिमम तुम्ही किती क्लोज लूप मध्ये घेऊ शकता, मिनिमम एका तरी क्लोज लूप मध्ये येणं अपेक्षित आहे. ही स्टेटमेंट मात्र व्यवस्थित लक्षात ठेवा. आता आपल्याला क्लोज लूप कन्सिडर करायचंय. मी पहिल्यांदा छोटं क्लोज लूप कन्सिडर करतो. क्लोज्ड लूप A, B, E, F, A. आता हे क्लोज लूप I just try to draw or trace in a clockwise direction. नेक्स्ट स्टेप्स. आता मी इक्वेशन लिहायला चालू करतो. इक्वेशन लिहिताना आपण कुठल्याही एका पॉइंट पासून लिहायला चालू करू शकतो. मी या 10 व्होल्ट पासून लिहायला चालू करतो. आता ज्या अर्थी मी क्लॉकवाईज मूव्ह होतोय, म्हणजे मी कुठून कुठं मूव्ह होतोय बघा, निगेटिव्ह कडून पॉझिटिव्ह कडे होतोय का पॉझिटिव्ह कडून निगेटिव्ह कडे होतोय क्लॉकवाईज डायरेक्शन मध्ये.
Positive to negative.
वन्स अगेन आय विल रिपीट. ज्या अर्थी मी ओके, तुम्ही असं म्हणताय का पॉझिटिव्ह टू निगेटिव्ह असं मूव्ह नाही, ह्या व्होल्टेज सोर्सच्या बाबतीमध्ये मी निगेटिव्ह कडून पॉझिटिव्ह कडे मूव्ह होतोय व्होल्टेज सोर्सच्या बाबतीमध्ये, एक्सटर्नल सर्किट मध्ये म्हणत नाही. लेट मी क्लिअर द वन थिंग. इज राईट. म्हणजे आपण ज्यावेळेस मूव्ह होतोय त्यावेळेस व्होल्टेज सोर्सच्या बाबतीसाठी फक्त निगेटिव्ह कडून पॉझिटिव्ह कडे मूव्ह होतोय, म्हणून याचं आउटगोईंग साइन काय झालं, पॉझिटिव्ह. सो दॅट दिस व्होल्टेज आय कॅन कन्सिडर ॲज अ पॉझिटिव्ह 10. Then when we consider this 5 ohm resistance, we are moving from positive to negative in a clockwise direction, so that outgoing sign is a negative. मग या 5 ओम मधून कोणता करंट आपण अज्युम केला आहे, that is nothing but I. So I can write minus 5I. One minute please. So here I can write plus 10 minus 5I. आता याच पाथ मध्ये बघायचं. आता हा 6 ओहम या क्लोज लूपचा पार्ट आहे का, ए बी ई एफ ए चा आहे का पार्ट? येस. सो वी नेव्हर बॉदर अबाउट इट. म्हणजे त्या क्लोज लूपचे पार्ट कोणकोणते रेजिस्टर, कोणकोणते ईएमएफ सोर्स आहेत त्याबद्दलच फक्त आपण विचार करणार आहोत. Now for this 10 ohm resistance, we are moving from positive to negative. So I can write minus 10. कोणता करंट आता त्याच्यातून फ्लो होतोय, म्हणजे 10 हा झाला रेजिस्टन्स आणि करंट फ्लो होतोय तो अज्युम केलाय I1, म्हणजे IR1 means the voltage across this 10 ohm resistance. So I think it's over, which is equal to 0. Is it right? Then I can write this simultaneous equation in a proper format. So I can write that equation like that, so that the first variable is I, second variable is I1, and the constant is at other side. Like that I can write that equation, 5I plus 10I1, which is equal to 10, equation number 1. इक्वेशन लक्षात आलं का बघा. बघा हे 5I इकडे मी ट्रान्सफर केलं झालं पॉझिटिव्ह, हे मायनस 10 आहे 1 इकडे ट्रान्सफर झालं की झालं पॉझिटिव्ह. तर 10 इज ॲज इट इज. सो आय कॅन राईट दॅट इक्वेशन लाईक दॅट. 5I, I is the first unknown variable, I1 is the second, and the constant is at other side. Is it that clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now another closed loop, let me consider here closed loop B C D E B. बघा कोणतं क्लोज लूप घेतलं ते. पण एक लक्षात आलं का की या दोन क्लोज लूप पैकी 10 व्होल्टची ब्रँच असलेलं क्लोज लूप आपण याच क्लोज लूप मध्ये घेतलेलं आहे. म्हणजे मॅन्डेटरी कंडिशन आपण फुलफिल पहिल्यांदाच केलेली आहे. त्याच्यामुळे आपण आता दुसरं क्लोज लूप कोणतंही घेऊ शकतो. रिक्वायरमेंट काय आहे की ज्या ब्रँच पासून करंट अज्युम करायला चालू केला, ज्या ऍक्टिव्ह एलिमेंट पासून आपण करंट अज्युम करायला चालू केला, ती ऍक्टिव्ह एलिमेंटची ब्रँच मिनिमम एका तरी क्लोज लूप मध्ये आली पाहिजे. मॅक्सिमम प्रत्येकच घेतली तरी हरकत नाही, फक्त एका तरी क्लोज लूप मध्ये येणं अपेक्षित आहे. आता हा झाला दुसरा क्लोज लूप BCDEB. आता मी याला पण क्लॉकवाईज ट्रेस करतो, बरोबर आहे. आता मी क्लॉकवाईज स्ट्रेस करतो, परंतु हेच एक्झाम्पल तुम्ही आज घरी गेल्यानंतर हे दोन्ही क्लोज लूप अँटी क्लॉकवाईज ट्रेस करून सॉल्व्ह करा. बघा तेच आन्सर येत आहेत का नाही. गेट इट माय पॉइंट. फायनल आन्सर मात्र सेम येणार आहे तुमच्यासाठी. आता मी ज्यावेळेस क्लॉकवाईजच ट्रान्सफर केलं, सॉरी क्लॉकवाईज ट्रेस केलं, तर आता मी ह्या 10 ओहम पासून चालू करतो. आता ज्यावेळेस मी क्लॉकवाईज मूव्ह होतोय त्यावेळेस मी 10 ओहम साठी निगेटिव्ह टू पॉझिटिव्ह मूव्ह होतोय. म्हणजे आउटगोईंग साइन काय झालं, इट्स अ पॉझिटिव्ह. सो आय कॅन राईट प्लस 10 आणि त्यातून फ्लो होणारा करंट हा I1. देन वी मूव्ह फ्रॉम पॉझिटिव्ह टू निगेटिव्ह. it means that outgoing sign is a negative, the 6 and the current flowing through it is 6i minus i1 in a bracket, which is equal to 0. हे दोनच रेजिस्टन्स फक्त या क्लोज लूपचे भाग आहेत. And then I can simplify that equation. 10i1 minus 6i plus 6i1, which is equal to 0. So now I can write, if I transfer this minus 6 to this side, it should be plus 6i minus 16i1 is equal to 0. आता हे डायरेक्ट इक्वेशन तुमच्या लक्षात येणं अपेक्षित आहे. नाहीतर पॉझिटिव्ह आणि निगेटिव्ह मध्येच मला वाटतंय भरपूर मुलं गोंधळ उडवतात, कन्फ्यूज होतात. सो प्लीज चेक इट. हे दोन इक्वेशन्स लक्षात आले का सगळ्यांच्या?
Yes, sir.
नाउ
Yes, sir.
do you know that how to solve the simultaneous equation on your calculator? Yes or no? अरे yes तरी म्हणा किंवा no तरी म्हणा ना. Do you know that how to solve this simultaneous equation on your calculator?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
आहे का कोण नो वालं? Then solve that and give me that value of equation of I and I1. I is equal to
14142.
okay,
Four
and
two nine.
I1 is equal to
0.428.
428.
आणि आपल्याला काय विचारलंय? द करंट फ्लोइंग थ्रू दिस 10 ओम रेजिस्टन्स, आणि 10 ओम मधून आपण कोणता करंट अज्युम केलाय? I1.
I1.
So this is the current flowing through this 10 ohm resistance. Okay, so today we stop here. Okay, so I will end that session because I think we have already passed that our time limit. Okay, so next session will start quickly.